All right, everybody, what is good with y'all, man? It is your boy, I Rock Fakes, back in this joint. We are here today with a one and only settings video. Finally, I've been getting comments left and right in the streams, the videos, the clips, bro, but today is the day I finally get y'all with the settings video. So, first and foremost, do not copy my keybinds unless you have a Maxxstick or a GMK joystick. I will also be going through the Maxxstick's personal customized settings at the end of the video. So I do have an Apex Pro Mini as well as the Maxxstick ergonomic style. So if you do not have those, do not copy these settings. So first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the Maxxstick. I have it taped to my keyboard right now. So as you can see, this is what I move around with. You can see me moving on the screen right now. And I'll do a little, you got the hand cam, so I'll do a little building real fast, man, so you can see all that. So you know I'm not lying. So like, look, I just literally move around with this instead of using WASD. Let me fix the cam real quick. Sorry about that. And then you see I pick up the mouse and then I start aiming. I'll do everything KBM style. You feel me? Your digs. The best invention ever for your controller players. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to the settings, bro. Because I know that's why y'all are here. I know that's what y'all want to see, man. Y'all want to see the goated keyboard and mouse settings for the joystick, yo. I got you, twin. I got you, bro. Right here, man. So first and foremost, I got it on window full screen. I know a lot of you guys like to use the full screen, but I mean, that's actually preference. All I know is windowed is ass, so use window full screen or full screen. I think full screen is actually lower delay or like, excuse me, you get better FPS, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, and then next I use 1920 by 1080 resolution. You got to make sure that you got to see what your PC runs and what's going to be the smoothest for you. Personally, I have VSync off. From my FPS, I have it at 240. I have it capped. My PC can't run higher. I do well, I probably could if I have a better monitor, but my monitor is only at 240 hertz. So there we are. And then make sure you are on performance mode. This is probably the most important setting. Make sure y'all have it on there, bro. Anything else, you will be laggy, delayed, frames will drop, whatever, bro. Now next is gonna be the graphics settings. So these settings are kind of important, kind of not. I personally like to use a higher brightness because I have bad eyesight and it helps me be able to see more around the map. So I use 150 brightness with a user interface contrast at a 1. Colorblind mode is a try and to know. I know a lot of people don't even like to use colorblind, but I personally love this setting. I feel like it brings all the colors out a lot better. And then I put the colorblind strength at 10, user interface parallax off, 3 resolution at 100%, nanite off, view distance medium, my texture's low, my meshes are low. Show FPS on. Make sure you have this on to know if you're ever lagging or if you're glitched, or make sure that it's not the FPS that's messing you up. Latency markers off, and Nvidia reflex low latency off, report performance stats disabled. Make sure y'all have everything like this in the advanced graphics setting. All right, my volume, this is actually personal preference, 50, 18, 100, blah, blah, blah. You know, another very, very important setting for when you're playing online is the visual sound effects need to be on. The reason this is so important is so that you can see those footsteps on the screen, because you're not always gonna get that the right footstep sound like through your headset. So it's very important to have these on so you can see where someone is coming at you. And I do streaming, so I personally have this on mute so I can't hear any other stuff and get copyrighted, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Alrighty, let's see. I'm on central servers, toggle sprint on, auto open doors on, hold the jump mantle, hurdle activation is press jump, hold the swap pickup on, toggle targeting off, auto equip better items on, mark danger when targeting on, auto pick up weapons off, this fire inputs on, my preferred item slots. This is, if you use my keybinds with this joystick, you should use these preferred item slots. So you would go your A button, which would be your shotgun button. So you're gonna loadout 1 is shotgun, loadout 2 is gonna be AR, which is gonna be your Q, loadout 3 SMG is gonna be D, loadout 4, this is, so I have them both on consumable, but I use my rotation. So any grapplers, shockwaves, hammer, etc. is gonna go in your 4, which will be W bind. Make sure you have this. And then your consumable, your heals will be 5, which will be E, which you will see that in my keybinds later on. But this is very, very important if you're trying to have my exact Maxxstick keybinds. All right, so next, we're gonna go down to your combat, no. We're on building, so reset building choice on, turbo building on, simple edit off, disable pre-edit option on. This is very important so you don't accidentally edit, do a pre-edit when you don't want to. I mean, there are instances where if you are playing like scrims or you're doing like very competitive gameplay, which I don't do, you would need this option so you can pre-edit something, but I personally don't use that. So I do not like it. It makes my triple edits way smoother. My quad edits, everything is so much better with this on. Contextual tips off, overview off, on, off, on, Nvidia highlights. Make sure all these highlights and these replays are all off. Like right here, all the replays need to be off for the lowest type of delay. All these need to be off for the lowest delay. I'm gonna say that again, y'all. Alrighty. Now we're getting to my settings. So this is very, very important. I use the Razer Viper Pro V3. So if you don't have this mouse, your mouse settings may be different, just a FYI. So I use a 1600 DPI with a 4.0 and X and Y axis. Now, if you do use an 800 DPI, you don't like 1600, all you would have to do is multiply that by 2. So instead of using a 4, you would use a 8 X and Y. So now my targeting sensitivity is 50%. My scope is 75%. Building and editing, very, very important. You have these 2 settings at 100% and no higher. You go any higher, it will mess up your aim. It is proven. It is a fact. Do not go higher unless you play at a very low sensitivity. First person mode doesn't really matter unless you play first person. I got 100%. Zoom and scaling legacy. Ignore controller input off. Now, if you use the joystick and you want my settings, you put lock input method as mouse on. Otherwise, it will not lock the mouse when you're moving. It'll be switching back and forth, and like it doesn't know if you're on controller or KBM. So this is the most important setting for the Maxxstick. You have to have this on. I do not use custom diagonals. Hence, because I use this, I use the joystick, so I don't need it. The touchpad sensitivity on, 100% off. All right, now we get into the keybinds. I don't have anything binded for the WASD, my forward, left, backward, right. That's because I don't need to use them because I have the joystick. So once again, you need the joystick for these keybinds. I'm going to emphasize that again. So auto run is Z, force toggle walk is comma, force walk is 6, crouch is shift, sprint is space bar, jump is S. My fire is the left mouse button. My target is the right. My reload is X. My pickaxe is scroll wheel up. Scroll wheel up. You scroll your scroll wheel up for my pickaxe. Weapon slot 1 is A. Weapon slot 2 is Q. Weapon slot 3 is D. Weapon slot 4 is W. Weapon slot 5 is E. Use is V. Toggle canting, whatever that is. Now we get to the building settings. You got my crouch is shift still. Wall is the side button. Floor is C. Stairs is stairs is my other mouse side button. So 4 and 5. Roof is my caps. Trap is my R. Place building is the mouse button. Repairs H. Rotate building is control. Change material is right mouse button. building edit is F and scroll wheel down. This is very important for it. So if you want scroll wheel reset, make sure you have this like this. You have F building edit and then scroll wheel down. Reset building, you need it has the right mouse as well as scroll down. This is the best way to get the scroll wheel reset and to have it very, very smooth. I have my place marker as G. My emo is Alt. And I think that is about it. Everything else is kind of like personal. Oh, my inventory is tab. That is that my inventory is tab, yes. And everything else is kind of like personal preference, you know, all the driver stuff. You need my settings for that, bro. I can't help you. I just cannot personally help you, bro. You're just out of luck, dude. And that is it. And also, if you have the joystick, this controller platform setting is very important. You don't think it makes a difference, but it does. Make sure you have generic, not PlayStation 5, not Xbox One, not PS4. Make sure you have generic. It is 0 input delay. Anything else, you're going to be delayed. It's going to be laggy. It's going to be sluggish moving. You need to have it on generic. And if you have to have it as one of the others, do PlayStation 5, the only option. All right. Don't mind me, y'all. This is my first game on, by the way. Oh! Oh, he's frying me with that one pump. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. I'm losing my aim, choking. Okay. Time to play for real. Time to play for real, y'all. All right, you guys, if you want to learn how to beat people 10-5 like me, you know, go crazy, make sure y'all use these settings. Come on, WB chat. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's made it this far. The settings will be at the end. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you so much, and we out, man.